What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today we're here for week number 8 of the UPBA, and we have a chance to get very close to clinching playoffs. If we lose today, we have to win our last week. And if we win today, then we could, in theory, lose our last week and still make it into playoffs. But we'll see how it goes. We had a pretty fun game last time around against Addison and her Chicago Strength Stat. But today we're having a Shea versus Shea battle. A Dallas Starmies versus Montreal Milotics showdown. And I'm super excited for it. We are playing against Shayquaza. And let's go ahead and jump into the matchup. Now, as always, if you want to skip the team builder portion of the video, you can do so by clicking on the timestamp on the screen and in the description. But here is the matchup. My opponent's team, very scary. And I'm pretty happy we were able to make some transactions for this team because we decided to make transactions, and just thankfully, Conkeldurr has such an amazing time in this match. It's so fantastic here. Looking at this team, Cinderace, Libero Cinderace, that is, by the way, Libero Cinderace, Hydreigon, which is spooky, Ferrothorn, I have a Conkeldurr, I have a Victini, I have a Nidoking, I have a... Well, that's really it, to be honest. That's plenty of options for it. Spectre, super annoying, but I have a really solid normal type in the matchup in Heliolisk, and I have an amazing dark type in the matchup in the Galar Moltres. Thundy T is arguably the most scary mon on the team. Swampert, super annoying, super bulky, super fat. Mesprit, same deal, gets rocks as well. Aromatisse is super annoying for my Dragapult. Skuntank is a pain in the ass because it gets Sucker Punch, it gets fire coverage, it gets poison coverage. It's really annoying. And then Linoon, I think Linoon has no business coming to this matchup at all, because as long as I keep my Dragapult around, it can never beat me 1v1, because if it belly drums up, I'll speed it with my Dragapult because it can't go for extreme speed against me since I'm immune. Just having a ghost type Pokemon that outspeeds a Linoon is a way to shut it down for sure. But here is what we are going to bring to the matchup. Starting off with our very first mon, it is going to be the Conkeldurr, the Master. This Pokemon is so impressive in this game. It really is. It hits so many things for really good damage. And the main thing is that with the Assault Vest, we take so many more special hits than we otherwise could. And we have a ton of investment into our special defense, more so than in our attack, actually, which is kind of hilarious. The investment allows me to take 2 Timid Thundurus Psychics from full, or 1+2 Psychic as well. We also take a Banded Jolly Libero Cinderace's High Jump Kick or Power Ball from full, or a Boots Zen Headbutt, which is really important. We take 2 Aromatisse no special attack Moonblast, and we take 2 Timid Specs Spectre Shadow Balls. In general, this set is just so strong. Drain Punch for recovery and just for big damage. Mach Punch for priority against something like the Conkeldurr, against the Hydreigon, against something like Cinderace to chip it down. Poison Jab for the Aromatisse, then Knockoff for general support is really strong. This is a fantastic set this week. Our next mon is going to be the Doctor, our Dragapult. Originally, I thought this thing could be like a win condition for me, but in reality, I'm going to be using it more as like a pivot this week. Forcing things in, getting into bigger threats, getting to my actual win condition, which is super scary this week. And in general, having a set like this, which is very powerful offensively on the special side and forces in a lot of these breakers, a lot of these defensive checks rather on his end for my breakers to break through, is really important. U-turn for momentum is nice. Colberry, by the way, just there specifically for the Sucker Punch from both the Skuntank and from the Cinderace. Dragon Dart's fantastic in the matchup outside of specifically the Ferrothorn, which is able to resist it, and of course the Aromatisse, which is immune. I have Shadow Ball for generic damage, and then I have Flamethrower, which is there for the Ferrothorn. In general, fantastic Pokemon here. We're minus special defense, so we can actually not be as worried about the Sucker Punch rolls on these Pokemon that are going to be having priority and stab Sucker Punch in the form of Libero Ace and the Skuntank. In terms of our investment, we have enough investment in speed for outspeeding Jolly Cinderace and the Spectre creeping Jolly Cinderace. We have the Coldberry for Sucker Punch from the Cinderace and the Skuntank, and in general, just like I said, a fantastic Pokemon to pivot in and bring in Pokemon we can set up against and go for our win condition with. Our next mon is going to be Captain Jack, the Victini. We are running a special Victini with V-Create instead of a, well, Blue Flare or something, but we're running the Charcoal. And the reason we're doing this exact set here, and the reason why I can't go something like Expert Belt, which I really want to do, is because we need to make sure we have a set that always 2 KOs the Aromatisse if we are in a pinch. And unfortunately, if we are going up against fully specially defensive Aromatisse, a Charcoal boosted Blue Flare will not do enough to always 2 KO it. However, against a max Fizz Def Aromatisse with the Charcoal and with our investment in attack, we always 2 KO that thing with V-Create, which is amazing. Dazzling Gleam is there for the Hydreigon, which resists fire, and Energy Ball is there for the Swampert, which also resists fire. U-turn for momentum, and that's really it. This Pokemon is just solid all around, does kind of everything that I really needed to do. Super important. The speed on the set is there for the Hydreigon, and in general, the Pokemon that resist fire are not going to have a good time against this thing. And we're deciding to go minus with defense instead of minus Spadef because I believe that we shouldn't need, we're going to need to take some hits from like special Hydra, maybe a special Thundurus from full. I'd rather have that than be able to take like an Earthquake from Swampert, which will kill me anyways at the -1 regardless. So it doesn't really make a difference at all. So moving on, we have Davros, our Nidoking. This Pokemon, it starts to facilitate, you can start to see what the game plan is for our win condition. We have Stealth Rocks on this set with the Life Orb, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and Flamethrower. This Pokemon is meant to just be bulky-ish. Looking at his team doesn't really have the best speed tiers in the world. We have an 85 speed Nidoking, and after that, it's like 80 speed Mesprit, which I'll be honest, I don't expect to be running super fast at all. If it is running fast, then I mean, that's fine. It's not gonna be able to KO us in one hit, and we can fire off a really big Sludge Wave back at that thing to chip it down, which is super important. We are able to break down the Swampert decently well. We're able to have max HP basically for something like the Hydreigon, something like the Cinderace. In general, this Pokemon just does so much damage. So we just said, you know what? Looking at the speed tiers, it's like Mesprit, and then it's like Swampert, I guess Skuntank too, but like, it's a Skuntank. It's not really going to stay in on me like at all, so I feel pretty good about that, and I can just break things really well with this Pokemon, set up rocks, which are super important for my win condition, and in general just so strong. We do not need speed unless he's like Speedy Pert or Speedy Mesprit, and the goal of Nidoking is to chip everything down for my my +2 Scizor, because that is my win condition. So moving on to the Scizor, Cyberman is here. We are running a Metal Coat Scizor with Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Roost, and Swords Dance. This Pokemon goes ham. It is so strong in this matchup. What exactly does it do? Well, number one, it sets up on basically everything. Well, I say everything, but everything that doesn't get fire cover. So like Hydra, no. Cinderace, no. Mesprit, no. Skuntank, no. But everything else, I can set up at least one Swords Dance on. Obviously, there's other Pokemon that are more threatening, something like a Thundurus T or a Spectrier, but I should be fine assuming that I'm able to put them in range of a +2 Bullet Punch, which is really important. Obviously, the Thundurus is the main thing there. It's not going to be dying to a +2 Bullet Punch, but Spectre definitely will. So the investment we have on this Pokemon is super important. Number one, we take a modest Specs Spectre's Shadow Ball from full. We take a timid Specs Thundurus's Thunderbolt, and we have also the Metal Coat, which allows us to basically have a roll to Oko pretty much everything at +2, or we get a little bit of chip for everything. Like the main things we don't 2KO or Oko rather at +2 is going to be like specifically the Cinderace and then like the Thundurus. Other than that's like Pokemon that we just like outspeed and just go to Bug Bite, which is kind of nice. Swampert is going to be able to take the hit, but not well, which is important here as well. The investment we have also allows me to basically chip down everything and take hits from quite a lot, including the Swampert. Swampert doesn't really do much to me at all, which is nice. And again, like I said, if it doesn't have any form of fire coverage, I can basically set up on it, click Roost a bunch of times to the point where I'm out of range of an attack, click the Bug Bite to break it down. This Pokemon is my win condition. It is so fantastic this weekend. Hopefully it can lead us to victory once more. And our final mon is going to be our answer, just in case of something getting out of hand. It's going to be another pivot, a Heavy Duty Boots Galarian Moltres. The Silence returns. Fire Wrath, Air Slash, U-Turn, and Memento. This Pokemon is really solid. The last time I brought it, it paired really well with Cyberman, and I'm hoping it can do the same this week. Running fully specially defensive because, I'll be honest, I just don't need the Fizz Def. The Fizz Def was there for just a couple of generic things. Mainly, I can take a Jolly Bandit Cinderace's Pyro Ball or High Jump Kick. That's really it. It allows me to do that, which is nice. We don't need any speed, so we're running minus speed to be able to hopefully underspeed some things, like maybe a Mesprit. If Mesprit is designed for like a neutral nature, we should underspeed that, which is kind of nice. And in general, just a solid Pokemon being able to get momentum is really important. So fingers crossed, we can get the job done. This Pokemon does force in the Aromatisse. The main thing is I want to force in the Aromatisse. I force it in with well, what do I force it in with? I force it in with the Doctor, and I force it in with the Master, my Conkeldurr and my Dragapult, and also with this Pokemon here. 3 Pokemon forcing that thing. I can go into my Nidoking, get up rocks, and then I can just go into Scizor the next time around and just start firing off damage. If he lets me get the KO on the Aromatisse, that is his Wish Pass are gone. That is one of his main defensive answers to Dragapult gone and Conkeldurr gone, and I should be able to really open up the game. I definitely have the matchup in this situation. Hopefully, we can kind of pull through and get a nice W here. We really need it. So fingers crossed that we can get the job done. Hopefully, we can make it work. We're going to say secret word of today's video is going to be burrito. So if you guys are real MVPs who watched this far into the team builder, make sure to comment burrito down in the comments below, and I'll be able to go and heart your comments, comment down below as well, and just react with you guys. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the team builder. Let's jump into it. It's time to battle. All right, everyone, we're back, and the team makes a lot of sense. No Hydra, and no what is that thing called? No Hydra. No Ferrothorn against the team with Conkeldurr makes a lot of sense, but we see Cinderace, we see Swampert, we see Spectre, we see Aromatisse, which I was like, these are coming for sure. There's a Thundurus. All right, so let's go Thundurus T, not Thundurus I, Thundurus Therian. And then there is the Skuntank, which Skuntank is Skuntank, super annoying. No Mesprit is nice. He has one potential rocker in Swampert. Looking at this, what do I want to lead with? I feel like a lead of the Doctor is really solid. It just helps me out against a lot, unless he specifically leads off with the Aromatisse, which if that's the case, I can just kind of play around that a little bit. But in general, what I have to do is I have to weaken the Cinderace by like 40%. I have to weaken the Swampert by like 30%, Thundurus by like 40%, and then I guess weaken the Skuntank a little bit as well into range of +2 Bullet Punch. I didn't do many calcs for that, but in general, this is a solid lead. I'm leading with this in the event that he leads off with the Swampert, and yeah, fingers crossed that we can get it done. Fingers crossed. We need to get a win here. It'd be very, very nice if we could do that. All right, what is Shea going to lead off with, and is he going to fuck us over? Hopefully not. We need a win here. A win here and a win next week will clinch playoffs for us. So hopefully we can get it done. All right, what is the lead going to be? As long as it's not Aromatisse, I'm happy. We're going to see a lead of Pertinent, which is the Swampert, right? Perfect. Okay. So, Swampert, if it is specially defensive, takes 35 to 43 from the darts, and I believe it will be specially defensive. I think what my play here is going to be is just to click darts. I just want to fire off the darts right now, get some damage. If he goes into the Aromatisse, I click U-turn, and I just play the game. But that's really it. So we're going to try and get some chip, as we are going to be allowed to get some chip, which is very nice for me. I imagine rocks will come up. That is defensive. That is much more physically defensive than I expected it to be. At about 25%, we see a Stealth Rock. That is fine. That is fine. So like I said, I imagine that's physical defensive now, and it is not leftovers. So if I remove this and go Fizz Def, let's say 252 and Impish, that did about 25%. That makes sense. Shadow Ball does 33 to 39. Let's just fire off the Shadow Ball here. Again, the only thing we're really worried about right now is the, what is that thing called? I can't even think of the name. The Victini with no boots, but we managed to chip this thing down significantly there, and there's the flip turn. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. All right. And we get the Curse Body off. Let's go. Didn't matter anyways, but like, I'd rather get the 30% on a move that like Sucker Punch, which I like could actually help me out a bit, but we'll take it. 30% chance. That did not matter. What is the switch in though? Skunt, which is the Skuntank, I imagine. It is. Okay. So, Skuntank, 50, if it is physically offensive, first of all, with no investment, it takes 53 to 64 with a Dragon Darts. If I go max attack, first of all, Dark Pulse will never KO me with my berry. If it's like, let's say just naive, and let's go for a Sucker Punch, 34 to 44 is the play if it's max attack. I think I just want to go for damage here is the play. Obviously having the Dragon Pull around is nice. I just don't think it's super useful. I'm going to go for the Dragon Darts here and get some more chip on this thing and see what he wants to do. We're going to see no Sucker Punch here. We're going to get a nice big fat chunk of damage off on this thing. And it's like max HP. I'm going to see Corrosive Gas, getting rid of my item here. Totally fine. Totally fine. It's Black Sludge as well. Okay, so max HP, that's like a... Okay, so if it's max HP, which I don't think it's just going to be max HP. I think here he probably goes for the Sucker Punch. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Conkeldurr here, and we're going to try and go play this game. If he goes for the Corrosive Gas here, good play. I hope it's a Sucker Punch, to be honest. So let's see. We're going to see Sucker Punch. Dark Pulse. That's fine. It's obviously, we're Assault Vest, so it's not a big deal. So what is the play? What does he go into here? He could go into Aromatisse, which I think is just the play to make. If I go for Drain Punch, he can go for Psychic on me, obviously. It just depends right now. It's like, does he stay in and expect the attack, or does he just go for the... I think what I want to do is I want to click the Poison Jab here really badly. Like, really badly. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. He switches out, go into Aromatisse here. That is Aromatisse, right? Beautiful. So we managed to get this, and depending on its investment, we can actually 2 a KO here. It's close. It's close. And it has the leftovers. So it could easily go for a Psychic here if it has it, but I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Davros here. I'm going to get my hazards up and start to chip down his team. And we've also kind of established that it's more of a physically defensive Swampert, which is important. But we managed to get the switch here, and hopefully we see, if it's anything, a Moonblast, maybe a Wish. Let's see. We're going to see a Wish. So obviously the play here is going to for him to go for a Protect here to manage to keep this thing healthy. I'm going to go for my Rocks. That's always my play. If he has Protect, he's going to go for it here. If not, he's probably going to switch into Swampert or something, I'd imagine. But let's go for our Rocks, and we'll just go from there. Hopefully we see a Protect. Switches out. Okay, just a hard swap. into Pertinent. So back into Swampert it goes, which is like unfortunate because I could have gotten the KO on this thing. Yeah, so let's take a look at Nidoking against Swampert. So if Swampert is defensive, and wow, that is a lot of HP back. Holy shit. Okay. We're pretty confident, again, has like no investments. We're going to say this, level 50. Earth Power should do 57 to 67. Earthquake will KO me. Flip Turn will not. I mean, Earthquake's not even a guarantee. We go for the Earth Power here. We just try and break. We try and keep this thing low, in range. That's all we want to do. So we're going to see the Earth Power come out. This should do over half. That is well over half. We're going to see the Flip Turn. So that's cool with me. Totally fine with it. Unless he crits. Or we put him to Torrent, actually. Is that what we did? We put him to Torrent. Super. Did not want to do that. I thought we wouldn't keep him in Torrent range. But I guess we did. We got a high roll, that means. What is his play? We still take one hit from rocks. We see this, which is what? The Thunderous. Okay. My play here, I don't really have a play, which is unfortunate. I just have to go for like the Sludge Wave here and hope and pray, to be honest. So I'm going to go for the Sludge Wave here. And we know it's Boots, by the way, as well, which is important. So we'll go for the Sludge Wave here, and we're going to see a Dark Pulse, and that'll get the KO on us. So right away, we know that it is Boots. That is good knowledge to have. Crit totally mattered. Okay. So, Thunderous Therian, level 50, against my Victini. Dark Pulse will not do enough to KO me here. Okay. I can go into the Master and start pressuring. How much does... Where's Conk? There's Conk. Knockoff does enough to 2 a KO, which is good. So I think I go into that. I can't take 2 Psychics, but I can really chip it down a lot, which is important. I can go into the Doctor here, but the Doctor doesn't really do anything for me. It just kind of dies the next hit. Where's Dragapult? Because I have no Culver Berry anymore. Darks definitely puts it in range, but like I don't really want to worry about that. I think my play is to go into Conk. My players go Conk. We have weakened basically everything we need weakened, which is important. Now let's go for a knockoff. We'll see if he goes for a Psychic here. Or if he just switches out. That could be a possibility as well. If he switches out with the rocks, with the knockoff chip, we could put this in range. As he goes for a Thunderbolt instead. We could take 2. 155, we definitely take 2. We definitely take 2. Okay. So here, I can go for a Poison Jab pretty freely. If we see a Thunderbolt, is there anything I want to switch into on the Thunderbolt? If I go into Pulse, the only punish is like if he specifically paralyzes me. I take about 36. It's 36 to 42. I kind of want to play aggressive because I want to keep this thing decently healthy, but like what am I switching in on getting recovery back against? It's like it's nice so I can outspeed Pert and just get some recovery back on that thing or just pressure that thing a bit. Same deal with I guess Skuntank. But like that's really all it does. Just Poison Jab kill here. I gotta be careful with my timer as well. Conkeldurr. We do 36 to 42. It's not a guarantee. I just have to go for the Poison Jab, unfortunately. So we'll go for the Poison Jab here. And we'll see what he does. We're going to see a Thunderbolt come out, so that'll allow us to get the KO here on this thing. Okay, and there's the KO on the Thunderous. Nice. So what is the play here? What is his play? We still take a hit from rocks, which is nice. I can use the sack later on if I want to, but the Thunderous was annoying for the Galar Moltres. So I'm not too mad about getting this exchange here. He still has not brought in the Cinderace, which I think this is it, right? There is the Cinderace. So, I can go for a Mach Punch on this, which is important, and we just found out, by the way, as well, this thing is Boots. This thing is Boots. So I think here I just have to go for the Mach Punch. So we're going to do that. We're going to go for the Mach Punch. Get some chip on this thing. Some solid chip there, and there's the Zen Headbutt. I was going to say, did we dodge? But no, we definitely did not dodge. Yeah, so he does reveal the Mach Punch, or the Zen Headbutt, excuse me. Okay, so I can play this really, really aggressively. How much does Victini take from Cinderace? Cinderace, I believe we take a Sucker Punch from this thing. Victini, it's not guaranteed because we're minus special defense. I can go into the Doctor here and start pressuring it a little bit and try and figure out. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like just play as really aggressively. So like I can go for a Will-O-Wisp here. I can just annoy this thing like crazy. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And I think here, what I want to do is go for the Shadow Ball. Is that what I want to do? Or do I want to go for a U-turn? I want to play this really aggressively. I'm going to go for a U-turn here. Got him. Got him. In comes Skuntank. Beautiful. I'll take this. This is really nice for me. This is really, really nice for me. Big old damage there. So what is my play now? What do I go into here? I unfortunately can't go Scizor, which means I kind of have to go Captain Jack. Because if Scizor could die. It's like not the time for Scizor. Let's swap this in. This could definitely have the Colbur Berry, which is not great, obviously. No, it's really not looking good for me here. I thought it was going to look better. It's not looking good. He played really aggressively early on, and the Wish kind of got me. For this, like the switch out into Swampert really got me. I can go for the V-Crate here. So Victini against the Skuntank. Level 50. If it is like max HP, which we assume it's going to be. Dazzling does not do enough. We do 26 to 31. V-Crate will definitely KO this thing. I can go for the V-Crate here. I think that has to be my play. It's going to Sucker Punch me. We'll take this hit. Not well, but we take the hit. And that'll get the KO on the Skuntank, which is one fewer mon that Scizor can't set up on. Yeah. So, how much? Let me take a look at my calcs again. It's been a little while since I saw my calcs. So let's take a look against Cinderace. If it's Fire-type Cinderace, we do 54 to 65 with Bullet Punch. And we have the Aftermath. That's really unfortunate there. What does he have left? Aromatisse, Swampert, Spectre, Cinderace. If you go Cinderace, that really sucks. If you go Swampert, we should KO with the Silence. If you go Cinderace, you put it in range, and all you have to do is just get the +2. So I feel better about my chances with that. So I'm going to go into the Silence here. I feel better about doing that. We are Boots as well, which is nice. We're going to see, okay, this thing here. So if I went Scizor there, I think I had a good shot of just like getting a win here, which, I mean, is fine. But we're going to go for a U-turn here. Go for a U-turn. And if he goes for a Wish, my play is Bug Bite. But I'm going to go into Scizor. The ideal play, I think, is if he Moonblast me. That'd be really good for me. Alright. What do we see here? What is his play? Encore. Ooh, okay. Fair. Fair enough. I can go for the Bullet Punch here, which could be nice to get the chip on this thing that I really like. So I kind of think I just have to go for that, unfortunately. So let's go for the Bullet Punch here. Because he's going to try and set up on me. Or he's going to try and stop me from setting up on him. But there you go, we get the KO on this, which is nice. Problem is he goes into Cinderace now. Yeah. How low does that have to be in range of plus of neutral? 27. Nowhere even close. If I go into the Silence here, I mean, does the Silence have enough to carry on its own? Because and I think the Silence is my win condition right now. I can go into Pult, and then go into the Silence. How much? Let's go take a look at Galar Moltres. Let's go into Pult here. I think that's my play. Is that the play? Because I gotta do some chip. I do 41 to 49 to this thing. I think unfortunately my play has to be to go for the Bullet Punch here. My play has to be to go for Bullet Punch. We'll get some chip. Yeah, well in range. Oh my god, went for bulk up. Fuck me. Okay. Went for bulk up. Scizor against Cinderace. That is a fighting type. At +1 defense. Bullet Punch is 37 to 44. This might be in range. Holy shit. This might be a range. 37 to 44 if it's no bulk. It's gonna have some bulk, obviously. But let's see. Bullet Punch comes out. Oh! That is so close. That was so close. Pyro Ball, Zen Headbutt. Pyro Ball, Zen Headbutt. Bulk up. Last one has to be Sucker Punch. Kinda just gotta go for it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Let's go for the Dragon Darts here. Yes, he didn't go. Oh my god. Let's go. That is so huge for me. I think I win now. I think I win now. Wow. No Sucker Punch, or he just expected me to go for like a sub or something. Oh, my heart. My heart. I did not speak that. Like, that was like a good like 35 seconds, but I just didn't say a word. I was just like thinking. All right. Because this boots as well. It does not. Do I let this thing get the KO on me? I mean, outspeed if it's not scarfed. Dragapult against a, what is this thing called? Spectrier. If this thing gets to +2, that's totally fine because I take any hits with whatever. I go for the Shadow Ball here, and that's kind of it. You just go for the Shadow Ball. If it's Scarf, it's Scarf. That's so be it. Yeah, it is Scarf, which is totally fine. Differential would be nice, but I don't need it, so that's something. So we'll go for Fiery Wrath. And again, we should outspeed the Swampert with our Galar Moltres. This thing is +1 locked into Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball will be doing 20% at most to me. If I go Swampert here, Swampert, we realize it's not specially defensive. If it is like max speed, let's just go down to this and actually see this. So max, we're at 99 speed. If he's level 50 and he's a neutral nature, how much investment does he have to be to outspeed me? He has to have 156. It's too much. We're gonna go for the Fiery Wrath here, and this should be a 1-0 victory on the back of Galar Moltres. This should be a 1-0 victory here. All my games in UPBA have been super close, but I believe this is a 1-0 victory. Because Swampert's in range of Fiery Wrath after it took the Earth Power, because we put it into range of, what is that thing called? I can't remember the name of the attack. Torrent. Yeah, but there's the Shadow Ball. So it's gonna. He realizes it's gonna do about 20% to me. Eat it up, Galar Moltres. Fiery Wrath, I'll get the KO on this. That's gonna be a 1-0 victory. I'm really confident about that, right? We didn't even KO this thing. Holy shit. Thought we would. Let's go for another one. There's another Shadow Ball. If in the event Swampert outspeeds me and goes for like Ice Punch or something. Ice Punch. 40 points of health the most if it's got no invest. 40% rather. And for me, I do, if it's max attack, it is 50.7, which is 100 points of health at most. I believe we're outside of that. I believe. Fiery Wrath is 27 to 32. Unless this motherfucker has a rest. It's revealed. It's in range. It's in range. I know it's in range. Fiery Wrath, come on, get the KO. Get the KO. Please. Fiery Wrath. There we go. All right, so GG MattOshea. We could definitely save a point of differential there by just switching hard into the Moltres. I just didn't feel like it was necessarily the play at that point. I'd rather just secure the victory, which we definitely got. And that's awesome because we managed to tie our record once again. 4 wins, 4 losses. I believe our differential is still positive, which is really important. We have 1 week left. 1 week left in the season. We win, we make playoffs. We lose, we don't make playoffs. Or we're very likely to not make playoffs. hopefully we can do it, okay, with this team and this jank team that we have now. Well, it's not that jank, it's fine, okay, but as always, I want to give a big thank you to our YouTube channel members. We're coming up on 1 year for some people, which is insane. So shout out to our level 1s. We have Liv, Eric, we have Zeke, we have Michael Brown, we have Texas Man, who are our level 1s. Shout out to our level 2, which are going to be Crunch Games and Tone. And shout out to our level 3, which is Sully. Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go back to check out the secret word of the day. Comment that down below to show your real MVP who watched the team builder portion of the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to all that good stuff. GG's to Shay. I will see you all next time.